Good evening and welcome to episode 46 of Retro Diaries. The sun is setting and it's around 8:30 on July 7th. 7:15. Yeah. Alright, actually, why am I getting comfortable? Because one of the things I wanted to show was actually about how to stretch without using props. You can use things like this is a rock that has, all these little crevices, and, say something like this. I don't know how well this shows up on camera, but it fits to the palm of my hand. So it's like having, don't hurt yourself, don't push too much, but it is comparable to the pressure of a tennis ball or pressure of anything you might lean against, but and this blanket makes it softer, but it doesn't have the give that a tennis ball does. So you want to be careful because you can hurt yourself using these kinds of things. But what I do is, place my shoulder blade, replace that mound between my scapula, my shoulder blade, and spine. Oh my gosh. So that's what I was doing for a good hour. So it was just awesome. And yeah, like even having it right here, it's pressed against this muscle around my lats or my teres minor. Feels fantastic. A lot of us don't even realize how sore we are there. And it's funny because I was looking up this thing called dabbing that I did this past January when I went out west. Marijuana is now legal, as is hash oil, and I was reading up on it because I didn't know much about it when I did it. It was just introduced to me by a friend. Wow, I forgot how many mosquitoes come out this time of night. So anyway, so it just made me nostalgic and reminiscent of being out west. I look forward to being out there again. And I went to get my things together and pack up when I realized, because I thought I had brought this and then I couldn't find it. I thought I left it home. And then saw that I did actually bring it. And so let's see if I can, show. So this is the mini vibrator, and these are the batteries in the top. However, it didn't last more than 10 minutes before it died. Okay, so now the batteries are coming back to life. And I wondered because it gets pretty hot, actually. And it was better than I expected, almost like a bullet. Let's see. But yeah, okay, so hold on, maybe I don't have it on right, but yeah. Batteries are in. I go to turn it on. I'm hoping that wasn't it. I mean, maybe the batteries are old, but that's definitely, say, a 1 star out of 5 if, it's going to be like a supernova and have a 10-minute lifespan and die out like forever. Not cool at all. So like I said, this is an area, rocks, and if you can get to a park and use tree branches and whatnot to stretch, it's just fantastic. And just leaning and using your own body weight and pressure, lifting up at times, and say, this is a book I had that, as we were saying yesterday, it's not as thick, but say, you could even do it on this side, but I recommend, again, being gentle. No, that's just too long, but you can put it right underneath your sacrum, rest it, especially thicker ones, bring your knees to you, stretch out, arms overhead, twisting. That's one of the things I love, side to side. I hit myself against a twig, my leg. In any case, but a sharp twig. One of my favorite things about stretching, especially out in nature, is it's beautiful. There's tons of oxygen all around, and it's free. It's up to us to make the time to come here and utilize it. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. one of the things I do sometimes, this is a book called The Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama. And what I'm going to do is open it to a random page and see what it has to say. Actually, it's already open. And just read from it. The Dalai Lama replied, "Compassion can be roughly defined in terms of a state of mind that is non-violent, non-harming, and non-aggressive. It is a mental attitude based on the wish for others to be free of their suffering and is associated with a sense of commitment, responsibility, and respect towards the other." In discussing the definition of compassion, the Tibetan word sewa, there is also a sense to the word of its being a state of mind that can include a wish for good things for oneself. In developing compassion, perhaps one could begin with the wish that oneself be free of suffering, and then take that natural feeling towards oneself and cultivate it, enhance it, and extend it out to include and embrace others. All right, this will be the last thing. Now, when people speak of compassion, I think that there is often a danger of confusing compassion with attachment. So when we discuss compassion, we must first take a distinction between the two types of love or compassion. One kind of compassion is tinged with attachment, the feeling of controlling someone or loving someone so that that person will love you back. This ordinary type of love or compassion is quite partial and biased, and a relationship based on that alone is unstable. That kind of partial relationship based on perceiving and identifying the person as a friend may lead to a certain emotional attachment and feeling of closeness. But if there is a slight change in the situation, a disagreement perhaps, or if your friend does something to make you angry, that all of a sudden your mental projection changes. The concept of my friend is no longer there. Then you'll find the emotional attachment evaporating, and instead of that feeling of love and concern, you may have a feeling of hatred. So that kind of love, based on attachment, can be closely linked with hatred. Well, that's interesting. All right, I'm going to continue. But there is a second type of compassion that is free from such attachment. That is genuine compassion. That kind of compassion isn't so much based on the fact that this person or that person is dear to me. Rather, genuine compassion is based on the rationale that all human beings have an innate desire to be happy and overcome suffering, just like myself. And just like myself, they have the natural right to fulfill this fundamental aspiration. On the basis of the recognition of this equality and commonality, you develop a sense of affinity and closeness with others. With this as a foundation, you can feel compassion regardless of whether you view the other person as a friend or an enemy. It is based on the other's fundamental rights rather than your own mental projection. Upon this basis, then, you will generate love and compassion. That's genuine compassion. I love him. Again, this is The Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama. One of many books out here for us to read to help us remember some of the most important things of life. I will say I'm very happy and grateful that I did find my mini vibrator and get to test it out, even though it died in 10 minutes. It's okay. Definitely made my afternoon that much brighter and just more loving and compassionate as I help do what I can. This is partly, to help others live a more orgasmic and satisfied life. This is all important. It all plays part and parcel to make up the whole. We're in this together. Thank you for watching and listening. I love you.